Okay, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about more achievements of the Mesopotamians. But what we're going to get to first is we're going to kind of do a spiral review that kind of goes back to something that we've already learned already. So, what did early man use for tools? Who can tell me that? Chloe.
Stone, bone.
Stone. Bone. Antler. Ivory. Wood. Very good. Does everybody remember that? Good. What did early man use for shelter?
Caves and mammoth bone huts.
Caves and mammoth bone huts. Good. Early man moved with the...
Rivers.
Nope. Food. Moved with the food. Early man had no permanent home. Early man, what did early man use fire for?
For heat.
Heat in the cold.
Protection.
Protection from predators. Cooking food.
Light in the dark.
Light in the dark.
Smelting.
And to smelt metal. Very good. Next. So what we're talking about today is Sumer. Now remember, whenever we talk about Sumer or the Sumerians, we're talking about the Mesopotamians. The Mesopotamians were a long time, 4 distinct civilizations. The first one, when we talk about the achievements in farming or the achievements in city building, we're talking about the Sumerians because they were first. So our head scratcher. What is a city? What's a city?
I'll pass for someone else.
Okay, you raise your hand.
Like a place where people live.
Place where people live. Let's go more than that. You gonna try it again?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A big community of people where trade and stuff.
A big community of people where trade happens. I like that. Why did you raise your hand and then look around? You ready? What you got?
A big group of people
Large group of people.
that live with a government,
With a government. I like it.
with self-government.
With their own government. That's kind of what she said. Well, here, I'm going to help you with that. A city is a large group of people in a small area. Do you agree? Centers of trade, they have their own governments. Everybody agree on that? Good. But what's a state? What's a state? That's interesting. We know what a city is. What's a state?
It's like the surrounding area of a place, like one area of place.
An area of places. And here's Richard for straws.
A large area made up of cities.
A large area made up of cities. I like it.
Multiple cities in the area.
Multiple cities in a large area. So you're kind of on the right track. A state is what we kind of refer to as a country. We call that a country. The reason we use the word state differently than they use in Europe or other parts of the world is because we were made up originally of 13 separate countries, okay, which is a large area that has a large group of people, sometimes more than one city, more than one large city. But we call them states now because we combine those states together into one nation. So in the old world, like in Europe, they call it a nation state. Does that make sense? So they kind of combine that word. Okay, the word that we use for nation, they use the word state. Now, but in the ancient times, so what do you think a city-state is?
City state is like a city with surrounding area that's just like farmland.
Okay, you're right. The biggest difference between a city and a city-state is you're going to have your own military. You're going to have your own military. So a city-state was a large city, usually with a wall around it, the surrounding countryside and farmland that has their own government, that has their own military. Everybody feel pretty good about that? Are there any city-states left in the world today?
Yeah.
It's called the Vatican. It's in Rome. It's inside Rome. It's the only city-state that there is left. Next. So our essential question, write this down. Is it written down already? Is there a spot to write it? Okay, go ahead and write it in the margin. Our essential question is, what is a city-state and how did they develop in ancient Mesopotamia? So we kind of already talked about what it is. We're going to go a little bit more in depth with it. You're going to have to copy. Are all these notes, are they fill in the blank? Yeah. You're going to have to copy someone's notes. Okay. He's still writing. Next. So what are we doing? We're discovering what led to the emergence of independent city-states. Why? Because this is a tested standard. 608. City-states led to the first empires in the world. We'll talk about that later too. Next. So Mesopotamia is the land between two rivers. We should surely know that by now. We've said that many times. Mesopotamia was a place where many cities began to grow. As its name suggests, Mesopotamia was located between two rivers. The two rivers were the Tigris and the Euphrates River. Mesopotamia is located in the Middle East, surrounded by desert. People came to Mesopotamia because the soil between the two rivers was very fertile, which means what? More
Crops.
crops. More crops and food. Anyone still writing? Okay. Next. So that's where the location of Mesopotamia is. We've seen that several times. Here's where we are. Here's where they were. Next. Here's a picture of our Fertile Crescent with some important cities. We have Ur, Babylon, Nineveh, Haran, which we're going to talk about, Jerusalem, Damascus. Here's the Tigris and Euphrates. Here's the Jordan. Here's the Nile. What are we always looking for?
2 fingers in the Red Sea.
2 fingers of the Red Sea. Next. Mesopotamia is located in what is now the country of Iraq. Is that a blank?
No.
Okay. Next. Mesopotamia was part of a larger region called the Fertile Crescent. This area, which stretched from the eastern edge of the Mediterranean Sea down to the Persian Gulf, had fertile soil and where many civilizations started. The shape is somewhat similar to a crescent moon or a crescent roll, which are delicious. Next. The cradle of civilization. Mesopotamia is located in the Middle East, which is located in Southwest Asia. As we've discussed before, the first civilizations and examples of writing were found in Southwest Asia. These things began in Mesopotamia. When a newborn baby begins life, he or she is placed in the cradle. Mesopotamia is called the cradle of civilization because the first civilizations began there about 5,500 years ago, in 3,500 BC or so. Any blanks there? What's the fill in? What's the word? What?
Asia.
Okay. You and your poor eyes. You need to move. Come up here. No, okay. Next. Go back up. Next. Many city-states formed along the Tigris and Euphrates River. Here's a big list of many of them. They each had their own government, and the people worshiped different gods and goddesses. Eventually, they had their own kings, which is what we would kind of call like a mayor, but he was more powerful than a mayor. Eventually, they each had their own kings. The region where the two rivers meet was called Sumer. The people who lived in Sumer were called Sumerians. So here is Sumer. Okay, now later, you're going to have all of these conquered by one person or one city-state. But right now, the very first is going to be right in here. One of the main ones we're looking for is Ur and Uruk and Eridu. Eridu's from our little video where the little girl was saying she was a scribe. How do we know they had city-states there?
And we found them.
Yeah, we found them. A lot of them are still there. Nineveh's still there. It's still right. Okay. Anybody watching these videos to help them study? Does it help you? Good. Boys. Next. Due to the fertile soil in Mesopotamia, farming was very successful. In fact, people were able to create what? Surplus, which is what? What does surplus mean?
Abundance, extra food.
Extra. This meant that some people could stop farming and begin doing other things like building a city. As cities began to develop, people began to worry about others who might come and invade their city. They wanted to protect themselves from enemies. So people in Mesopotamia built walls around their city, their cities. the way, mankind is not always nice. Matter of fact, most of the time they're not nice. That's where war comes from. It can be people wanting to take other people's things. That was certainly true in the ancient world as it is today. It's very, very true in the Middle East. Who's still right? Okay. Next, Sumerians. Remember, Sumer is the region where the Tigris and Euphrates meet. Writing first began in Sumerian cities. The first schools were set up over 4,000 years ago. Sumerian schools taught boys the new invention of writing. Those who graduated became professional writers called scribes. Scribes were the only people who could keep records for the kings and priests. Boys that wanted to be scribes had to attend school from the age of 8 to the age of 20, which is how many years? 12. How many years did you go to school?
12.
13, right? 13. Kindergarten. Don't forget kindergarten.
Pre-K.
So pretty close to the same amount. We on page 3 now? You can't see.
Like,
Move over here. Are you on media zone? You don't like it, What's the right next to me? Next. Sumerian writing. Scribes use a sharp point called a stylus to etch words into clay tablets. These tablets have been discovered by archaeologists and looked at by historians. We can read that writing. We know what it says. Does anybody see a stylus anywhere in here? Still call it that. Who's still right? Did you get mixed up? Next. A Sumerian city. A Sumerian city streets were so narrow that you could hardly get a cart through them. Sumerian houses faced away from the crowded streets. Instead, they faced into courtyards where families ate and played. How do we know this? How their houses were? Yeah. From ruins. From the ruins. Must have been an interesting life. No windows. Right? No windows. Slept on the roof. No rain. Cooler up there. Next. On hot nights, people slept outdoors on top of their house's flat roof. Sumerians had a form of light at night. They burned oil lamps. Sumerians even had plumbing. They had clay pipes that were buried underground that carried away waste. Inventions like plumbing wouldn't come around for another 1,000 years in other parts of the world. Man is smart. When you're fed, and you don't have to worry about food, and you have a wall around your city, and you don't have to worry about danger, you can create and invent many cool things to make your life easier or better. Such as clay pipes to take away all the yucky stuff. Now, if you were downriver from a big city, that wouldn't be as good. It's still not. Next. Sumerian religion. Sumerians worship many gods, not just one. This belief in many gods is called polytheism. Poly means many, theism means gods. The picture above shows a ziggurat. Ziggurats were the main temples used to worship the gods of the city. Ziggurats were built in the center of the city. They had steps and ramps, and it was believed that the gods descended to the earth using the ziggurats as a ladder. Who told them that?
Priest.
The priest, right? Was any of that true? No. They had a house. They had a house on top of the ziggurat. It was the best house in town. That's where the god lived. Who told them that?
The priest.
The priest. They brought all the best food and clothing and meat. Who got to eat that?
The priest.
The priest, right? It's a pretty good gig, wasn't it? This is not an original. They found the ruins of it, and they have slowly built that up over years to use as a tourist attraction. But that is probably what it looked like. Next. Sumerian mythology. Sumerian myths or stories explain people's beliefs. Sumerians believed that a person must keep the gods happy by going to the ziggurat and praying to them. They believed that the gods would reward them for good service. They also believed that the gods would punish people who made them angry. What did people use the gods for? To explain what?
Theory.
Explain the unexplainable. Why is there a drought? Why did my roof fall in?
The gods are mad at
Why
you.
did this happen? The gods must be angry at me.
Can you go back to him?
Go back up one.
Okay, no.
Anybody else? Still looking at it?
I need to go to the other one. It's
Nah,
just ladder.
You'll come back to it.
It's just ladder. Shit.
We'll come back to it. You can look at someone who's done here then. Next.
Can you go back?
Go back up one. Those of you watching at home, this is a real class. Sometimes we have to go back up. Next. The downfall of the Sumerians. Each of the Sumerian city-states had a ruler, and these city-states began to fight one another. They fought over land and the use of the river water. Since the Sumerians were constantly at war with each other, they became weak. By 2000 BC, Sumer was a weakened area. By 1759 BC, Sumer was conquered by another group of people called the Babylonians, who were from the north. Babylon is about where present-day Baghdad of Iraq is. Babylon is written very much about in the Bible, both the Old and the New Testaments. Babylon will remain a very important city for a long time. capital letter, it's a name. Make sure we always know the rules of grammar. We always capitalize a name. We don't write Babylon with a little b. It's very silly. Who's still writing? Next. Did you get it? Where was the cradle of civilization? What's this whole area called? Where's the M? Mesopotamia, or the Fertile Crescent, right? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Did you write the question or the answer?
You don't gotta write anything, we're just gonna talk about it. What did they put around their cities?
Walls.
Walls. Why?
To protect them.
For protection. What does polytheism mean?
They believed in many gods.
Believed in many gods. What brought the downfall of Sumer?
War.
Constant warfare. When you're constantly having warfare, all your young men are going to get killed. Okay? And when your young men get killed, do you have anybody to defend you?
No.
No. So that will generally happen throughout history. Constant warfare. By the way, also, constant warfare costs what? Money. You got to provide equipment, weapons, food for the army. So constant warfare is never good. Unless you're winning, because then you can bring in a bunch of slaves, right, to do all your work for you. But they all didn't win all the time. All right, as we say in my class, go forth and learn, because knowledge is
Power!